Right, so where were we? So last week we got as far as creating a basic furniture item from this witch's rocket cone, which we managed to get into. Need to open that again. We uploaded that. Go away. Create mode. This is always so slow. And witch's cone version 1. So we managed to get that into IMVU as a furniture item. So at the moment it's just static, doesn't do anything, there's no poses associated with it, nothing. So, but, oh, I can't find the, oh yes I can, hang on. Yes, so you can find the video that we did last week in the video queue of the channel. So that's Catspits. So for twitch.tv/Catspits, Catspits, and then just find the video that says, is that the one? I think that's the one. Make a witch's traffic cone, IMVU after show. So watch that and you'll see how we created the mesh and then set that up as a furniture item, which for IMVU using nodes, which are these wireframe cubes, is pretty straightforward because all we need to do is create our mesh. Oh, we have a special guest coming on, possibly. Yes, we may be having a special guest. Hello, special guest.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do I sound okay? I can
Yes.
put in.
You
Okay. I don't know. I haven't.
You sound perfectly
Okay.
fine, special guest.
Oh, okay. Hi.
So this is Laura, everyone, or Jinx, and she's just a special guest.
Yeah.
Did you watch the previous section of the stream?
No, I was doing a spin class, so.
Oh no, it was actually pretty interesting, going through the whole outfit stuff, and Angel mentioned one or two, well, and Notorious mentioned a couple of suggestions that were quite interesting. That because as creators we don't get. Was it that you get notifications for sales for the bundle but not the individual items, or the other way around? I can't remember what they said, so I'll have to watch the stream again. But those would have been quite interesting. But hopefully we'll do another one.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Well, you won't have an excuse now. So I am just going over the witch's cone that was made last week. That was going to be for Halloween, but obviously with Halloween falling on the Wednesday, this was made on the Thursday after.
Oh, what were you saying about it's like a modern day, like brooms are so passe, or I don't remember why it's a traffic cone.
Oh no, no! Not all witches are witches in the the normal sense of the Harry Potter. Some witches work the roads and do all that sort of manual labour, so their brooms are not always brooms, but the things, the objects that they use in their daily lives, which is a traffic cone.
It would be like a traffic witch.
Yes, or something or other, or yeah. So that's why it was just a traffic cone, because not all brooms are brooms. They can be all sorts of objects, because they're supposed to be, if I remember my witch lore correctly, brooms are like familiars. So your broom doesn't have to be an actual broom. It can be an object that you are um, attached to, or attaches itself to you, in the same way that familiars are not always cats. They can be anything. So that'll be why it's a cone. So this is some road works guy that or girl that works the roads, and their broom just happens to be a traffic cone with a rocket engine in the back.
Nice.
So what we've done is just basically, I'll recap because otherwise you'd have to watch the whole video. So all we did was added a mesh and a cylinder. Didn't use a cone, we used a cylinder. This will pop up on the screen. And then we reduced the number of sides at that. Let me just switch to... Right, so you can see all these striations. Each one of those is a face or a side, and we can reduce or increase the number of those. And it reduces them. So you've got your, already just with the cylinder, you've got your basic shape. Now we can rotate it. So we're switching to the rotate widget, just rotating. And that just gets it aligned to the horizontal. And then we can go into edit mode. Edit mode. We can select one end, doesn't matter which end, as long as it's one of them. And then just shrink that down. So for this, instead of using the widget, whoops, which is that one, we press the S key and it shrinks it universally on all axes, and that will give us a basic cone shape. And then you toggle between each of the widgets depending on what it is that you want to do, and just change the size of it. And again, S, we want to scale the back up a little bit. And that is your cone. That's the basic shape of the cone, so you can do anything from there on. So if you then wanted to add this back bit, we'd use the cube that was already, because this is started from the default furniture file. So then what you can do to get that back bit is, rather than trying to reshape the cylinder, which is tricky because you're going from one shape to another shape. So the best way to do that, or to avoid that, is just to add another object, mesh, and in this instance it's just a cube. So again, use your widget, which is the widget tool, which is these colored arrows. Just use those to roughly position everything. And when you want to shape an object, you can either, depending on what it is that you're trying to shape, you can either toggle into edit mode, or you can just reshape the object itself. So if we press the S key now, or use the scale widget, we can resize the object. And you can do that in combination with the shortcut key. And that will give us the back-ish. And then to get the, what are they called? Chamfers? These bits.
To get to these bits.
These bits. The thingamajigs.
I'm just here to make fun of things you say.
Yeah, that's perfectly
Maybe your
fine.
accent or your quaint British colloquialisms.
Yeah, pointy bits and stuff. You can switch between the element. So the objects that we edit, they're made from an element. And the elements can be a face, edges, or vertices or vertexes, depending on your preference. So to get these chamfered corners, switch to edges, and then select one of the corner edges of the cube that we just added, then shift right click and add the others to the group. And then we can use bevel. Now I have to remember where this is. Edges. There it is, bevel. Shortcut for that is Control B. And that will allow us to chamfer the edges. And of course, once the tool is active, you just move the mouse and it increases or decreases the amount of chamfer or bevel. Then left click to confirm. We want the back to be slightly larger, so we'll have to switch back to face mode. Scale. Whoops, that's way too much. Scale that up. So that you've then got the base. And then for the rocket, initially what you can do is just take that face that we created initially. So I'm just going to hide the cube. Take this face, and you can either, depending on the type of shape that you want, because if you look at the cone that we originally did, there's a difference between their size. So to do that, you have to inset, so that's the I key, or where is that? Where's inset gone? Or is it over here? No, well, you see, because this is the problem when you use shortcut keys, is you memorize the shortcut keys and then you forget where all the menu items are. Where is inset? Oh, there it is, inset. So inset faces, whoops. And if the mouse moves too quickly, hold the shift key down and that'll slow it right down and make it much more controllable. And we just want to inset that, because what we can then do is extrude it. So the same buttons, and that'll extrude short distance. Scale that up and unhide the cube that we just created. Whoops. And voila, we have our basic rocket ship, rocket cone. So to, who was it that asked? Dicey. Dicey. So if you're asking Dicey how you make meshes and things like that, that's how you do it. They don't have to be complicated. Your shapes don't have to be complicated. You can do things with simple shapes, simple cubes, and before you know it, you've got something that you can plonk into the catalogue.